Hi, beautiful. This will be an experiment for me when it comes to feeling into the energy of this present moment, not only my individual, but also collective. And I want to talk about the gates in human design that the sun and the earth is transiting right now. And I've also pulled two runes for us, for people who work with runes. And it's an experiment in sharing truth that comes from a much deeper place in my being, as I've done the work when it comes to sharing for approval, sharing for validation. And I'm in my own process of showing up in this way and showing up as as different weird. Now I was talking to one of my sisters, clients, co-creators on this journey right now, saying like how much, for example, when I'm on my bleed, how much this, for example, is protecting me, just having either like a cap on or something, right? We would do this very short somatic exercise to not only to ground, but also to find safety and containment for our energy. And this is something that I've been I've been struggling with since I know myself, is just the releasing into being different, being weird, not fitting in as an Aquarius, the Triple Aquarius plus Projector and all that, wearing masks in order to receive love, to receive approval. And for the last few months, probably 4 months since I've started serving with the whole idea of masks and unmasking, unshaming yourself and your protector parts, and integrating those aspects within yourself so that you remember your whole, I feel so much more alive, sovereign, embodied, and all the keywords that you want in this space. So I wanted to talk about something that is present right now for me and also collectively, is the noise, silence. I took the decision to deactivate my account on Instagram. And for many people, this might not be a big thing. For me, it was, because I've recognized in the past few months and in the last year how it's chipping away at my energetic field. And we can do the protection and we can heal and however, unconsciously we are giving it consent to have access to our energetic field. And depending on where your boundaries are, and for example, as a projector in human design, your aura is not necessarily close to your body, but it's outside. It's very important that you discern and you focus, you come back, you bring your energy back into yourself in order to move with everything, to move in the direction of your dreams and your soul's mission, right? Not your will necessarily, but your divine mission on this earth. So I've taken that decision to step out of Instagram, of that platform, and I was also observing how there was this trend of sharing and oversharing, who you are, who you think you are, what you came here to do, how you're serving. And there was a lot of people that started to, what I felt, to just shout at this, at the collective, to shout and also to say, I am here and I need your attention. I've been co-creating in silence and with silence with this entity, what I feel that it is, for the last conscious silence, right? Sacred silence, for the last 3-4 years since my awakening, and been in different Vipassana retreats and have my own, like for the last 6 years or so. Every Sunday I have silence. So silence for me has helped me not only integrate, but it's been my biggest teacher. And if I wouldn't have been there, I won't be able to be here where I am and to help the people in this way. And what I'm doing right now with holding space for this different, like the women that are in my field, has been beyond fulfilling on all levels, and always having to check in with myself that I am in integrity, that I am in truth, that I'm not giving in to any savior complex or fusing with the healer archetype, right? So this is always good to be that, and I'm having very beautiful conversations with my friends when it comes to the space of integrity, and even when you feel that you are there, sometimes we're still acting out of ego consciousness. Sometimes we're still acting out of unintegrated shadows or wounds. And so it's always good to not only have this sounding board with the people in your field that you trust and that are your friends, they don't have hidden agendas, but also to come back to silence and re-establish a relationship, re-establish the relation, like a healthy relation to silence, to speaking as well, and to sharing your truth and your wisdom, especially if you are a projector, if you are, for example, line 6, line 2, like it's very important that you come back into this space. Service to self, so service to others, right? We have the expansion, but we will also experiment with the contraction, recognizing the need for this silence and for the balance in life, harmony. So this is my invitation for you. And I want to talk right now, I want to shift gears to talk about what's happening in the sky, in human design. And you know, I feel that we are talking a lot about astrology, and that is beautiful because right now, for example, one big thing that happened is Pluto moved direct into Aquarius. So this is bringing up a lot of, we've gone through the seeing the shadows of control and how money, for example, is used, and right now it's very much about also having Libra in the mix and seeing like the people that we have around us, and a lot of things are being revealed. What I feel with human design and with the gates is just adding another layer to that. And dream spell, of course, like we're looking at the galactic Mayan calendar and we're using so many systems, right? Which is beautiful because an integration needs to happen, and we're moving towards that integration, not only on an individual level when it comes to, right, the soma. So when we're doing the work, that we're not forgetting about our soma, we're not forgetting about our cosmic nature, right? The spiritual aspect, the psychological aspect, is very important that there is an integration all the time. And so that's why I want to bring in, because that's what I felt like, bringing in this awareness of the gates in human design. And if you don't know what they are, very happy to show you directly, to explain, to look at your chart, for example. The sun is transiting gate 32 right now. And this means in Jinkies, if you want to study the Jinkies, probably you're already doing that. It is about the shadow of failure. And it's very much about preservation, like the act of preserving what you know is important to you. This is very important right now because we're completing cycles. This is the Earth in gate 42, is the completion of cycles. And today, we are in this energy of death and rebirth, the world bridger, right? I'm talking because I feel that I'm embodying this energy. I've been following the dream spell for the last few years, and I feel that every day what is coming through me is the energy of that specific day in the dream spell. And today we are in the world bridger, which is bridging worlds, the living and the dead, the spirit and the mundane. But it's also, what do you preserve, right? Like when you are letting go, when you are shedding, right? The year 9, when you are shedding, when you are releasing identities and masks, what are you preserving? Because that is very important right now. To ask yourself, especially because the sun is transiting for like 4 or 5 days. So for the next few days is asking yourself, what are your values? What is something that wants to stay even when you are allowing all these identities to die? We are playing in life, right? Jung is saying like, there is no problem in having personas. Personas are actually very helpful for us to show up in society, to function. However, the problem happens when we start to merge with the persona and we forget that we are not the healer, we are not the mystic, we are not the sage, we are not the seer, the oracle, the whatever you want to identify yourself with, or the assistant manager at whatever company, or the daughter, the father, the mother, right? We are distancing ourselves from that, and we are allowing that to die periodically, and it's good, it's healthy. You know, my what is it called? My account name in Instagram is, or was, Madame Reset. I think I've given that probably like 2 years ago, I can't remember. And I've hosted reset retreats where we were working on all levels of the being, right? Energetic and spiritual, body, emotional, mental, to over a month to give yourself a full reset from all these identities that, you know, you're sort of blended with. And so right now the question is, okay, these things are dying or are being redefined, right? They don't need to completely die. It's just that the form needs to change. The form, right? A relationship doesn't need to die completely. You just need to give it space to have a new form, so that a new form can be birthed. And it's beautiful because, right, birth, Berkana. This is also something that I should be talking about. There is something new that wants to be born, but the more we are holding on, because we are so afraid to be a nobody. We want to become. We are so afraid to be a nobody. And so in this fear that we have, whenever we discover an identity that fits us, right? And I've done that. I've discovered so many identities in my awakening process that is just, I'm putting the suit on, it's just like, this feels comfortable, it's good to be here, wow, like people are praising me, they were like, okay, let's go, it feels good. And then either either I had to let it go consciously or it was taken away from me, right? And sometimes I would recognize that the cycle has ended naturally for that identity. And I was able to graciously, with reverence and with veneration, right? This is the CD of 32, let it go. Let it go. But sometimes I was clinging on. No, I am that, but then why doesn't it work? Why don't people show up for my class, for my program, for whatever? So, question is with number 32, what do you want to keep? What is still present with you if everything, all the identities, all the projects, all the relationships are gone? And you can literally do this exercise because it is about practicality. It is literally about bringing it back into this physical reality. Sitting on the floor and writing notes of paper with different things where your energy is going, right? So whether it's your partnership or whether it's your family or it's a project or a new idea or it's a new course that you started, right? And you're putting that around you, feel somatically how it is to be in that space, in the center, and notice all the parts that are present energetically and right in your mind, in your emotions. And maybe you start to feel like which project, what part feels like heavy, it feels draining, right? But then also I'm inviting you to do the exercise where you're pushing all of them, again, physically, right? Pushing them a little bit more away, right? Pushing them just like 5 meters, 10 meters away from you. You coming back to the center, closing your eyes, being in stillness and silence. What do you notice? What do you notice? What is still alive? You can, of course, rip the pieces of paper. You can burn them, all of them, and then notice what is still alive. This is Jinky and gate 32, which is the enduring. Like, what does endure? What endures when you've let everything go? And it's sitting in the spleen. It's sitting in the spleen because spleen is all about instinctual. So your instincts kind of know. They know when something is not in alignment with your true self, with your true values. The big S, right? Whether it's a relationship, friend relationship, right? Platonic, romantic, family relationship, or a project, whatever, it knows. You trusting that. And there is this shadow, which is the fear of failure, anxiety about wasting effort. And this is very present as well right now, and also in my conversations. I'm having a new idea, a new project, but I don't want to fail. I don't want to just waste effort on something that will not bear fruit, that will not deliver the outcome that my mind believes it will deliver. So notice this shadow failure. And what I do in my sessions is the parts work. Actually sitting with that part that's afraid of failure, the protector, and talking to it, giving it space and time to be here. Because we don't do that. We're just like moving on, moving. As the shadow of it's just continuously, we cannot stop. We cannot stop. It's wild. It's wild. And so whenever you like come back, wait a second. Come to yourself right here, right now, on this chair, on the floor, on the mat. Because you are safe. You are safe. It is safe to be here in your body, in this present moment. And from this place, you can discern what is life sustaining. You can discern, also a big word that is just being thrown out right now everywhere on Instagram. Let's all be more discerning. What is good, what is bad, not only for your small self, but also for humanity, right? So from this place, we can discern. And this is, right, like what is happening right now with Jinky 32 is like, what are your values, right? How are your values showing up in your projects, in every single decision that you're taking? That's what we were doing for 3 months in the cauldron path with women was, okay, these are my 3 values and these are my boundaries, right? The circle of stones, right? We have 24 stones. These are my boundaries and these are my values. Okay, whenever I'm taking a decision, are my values and my boundaries being honored? Are they being seen? And the earth in human design is transiting gate 42. And 42 is moving away from the shadow of expectations. Oh my God. This is exactly what I was like talking about for like an hour, almost an hour, with one of my sister co-creators, clients, friends. I still need to find the perfect way to describe, because they're so much more than soul clients. Expectations. The gift is detachment, detaching yourself from expectations. And the city is celebration. And I feel like we are not celebrating our achievements, our spiritual achievements. I was talking about that in my last newsletter. Oh, I've gotten a diploma in Jungian psychology. Yay! No, I'm not talking about those celebrations. The celebration of, whoa, this bleed, the cycle of my bleed, it's actually the second day for me. I was able to take care of my body with fascia release, with the yin yoga, with my tinctures that I've created. I've created very beautiful tinctures, ladies' mantle, that are very specific for menstruation. And I feel that I've given my womb exactly what it was craving for. Hallelujah! Celebration. And gate 42 is in the sacral center. And that's also your life force. Knowing that so much of your life force is tied to expectations. So much of your life force is being drained by you thinking that you need to meet expectations of other people. As I was sharing today, the expectations that we want to meet is the body's expectations. Body is sharing with us all the time. I need this, I want that. Please, just a little bit more rest, a little bit more hydration, more movement, more silence, more touch, whatever it is. I truly believe that it is time for us to come back to that and start to listen a little bit more, instead of continuously listening to our mind or to other people on social media, on Instagram, whatever, wherever we find ourselves. We listen to our body, right? And celebration, the city is also talking about the endings, celebrating endings as initiations, because this Jinki is governing life cycles. And it's beautiful because, right, like Instagram, no, right, like this relationship like is draining, this, no, like the project that I was involved in for the last 2 months, I can't, no, you know, with love, with love, with reverence, patterns of thought, thank you, no more. And we are transitioning right now, at least in, you know, I feel that I'm so connected to the seasons. I feel that I'm so connected to the seasons, to autumn and winter. But it's also a time of harvesting, right? Yes, we're in this day of death, right? But what about the harvest? What are you still preserving from, right? You see the decay, and there's still something there, like this golden key that you want to hold on to, because you might still need it for the next form, for the next iteration, for the next cycle that is going to come back. Might come back, right? Either the same relationship or the same pattern, but you have the key. So you're holding that close. And not holding on to an identity, to a story, to a relationship, to whatever, for longer than it's necessary. Allowing the stories to complete themselves without control. This is something that I was sharing with my partner all the time, was like, we are ending cycles, we are ending chapters, right? Like our story is made up of chapters and books and volumes, right? And we recognize, oh, we ended a chapter. Oh, right? We were a lot in the prologue. We ended a chapter and another chapter and another. Okay, closing a book now, right? Okay, now a full shelf is gone. Like, I do not have space. I need to find another house, another room, so that we start a new story. But notice, like, when there's this natural conclusion of things, also like with Instagram, with whatever it is, because new things want to come up, new levels of your consciousness, of your being, of your potentiality. And you want to recognize that and not bypass it, because we are in it. We are in it. If we're not showing up this today, I wanted to say like this years until 2027, the new human being born and all that. But I feel that if we're not showing up today in integrity, what does integrity mean to you? Then it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for us for this new thing to be born out of the depths, right? Like it's the phoenix. It's the phoenix. So this is what I wanted to share with you, and that was coming true. It is an experiment. I'm also taking time off from Instagram. I have love for that community. I do. However, I feel right now something yesterday was birthed, and yesterday and today, and it's huge, and I need to give it space. My Cauldron Path program, the 3 months, has ended. So I needed to create a lot of space for this new thing to drop in to my awareness, and praise be, it's here. And I have space for 2 or 3 people. I'm coaching women right now, and you know, when I'm saying I'm coaching, I do not like coaching clients, right? Like, yes, but at the same time, the feedback that I'm receiving is that it's so much more than that. Like, magic is happening because of the field of coherence. And I say that I'm doing psycho-spiritual guidance, especially for women that, you know, somebody was telling me like, oh my God, you have to coach. Like, I heard that a few times. Aquarius, like, right, the age of Aquarius, especially if you have North Node in Aquarius. I'm a Triple Aquarius. If you're a projector, for example, right? However, I don't, even if I work with the systems, I'm not putting people into boxes. But there is something about being listened to on a much deeper level than you've experienced before. Because quantumly, something is shifting, something is happening. And we don't have to understand the whole thing, but let's just say that miracles happen. So if you're interested, if you feel me, if you feel my energy, if you want to co-create and weave with me moving forward, especially if you're, for example, in transition, if you're done with a cycle, if you want to move forward, right? Move forward, but you need the strength and the support and the witnessing in letting masks go and being your true self. I'm here. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.